Ooh. Ooh. That's loud. Hey guys. I am insanely excited to read this story. I had been meaning to read this story for so long. Let's see if I can turn you down a bit. You were very loud in my ears. HRN, you did. You made it to one. Welcome. Oh, so yay. So many yays. How's your day, hon? And let me know if you can hear me okay. If the music or if the sound effects are too loud, let me know. Oh, fantastic. You're off tomorrow. Monday's off. Like, even if you have to work a day on the weekend, they're just the best. That is just the best. You don't hear it. Okay, that's a problem. You should be hearing it. Test, 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 test. Let's see. Maybe because I lowered this, now it's too low. Very low? Yeah. Okay, so I boosted it up a bit. Let me know if that's a good level for you. Test, 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 test. Dude, you're so lucky. I could not. And you don't hear any music. Okay. Here we go. Alright, boosting that up to 50. 60? 55? Let's say 53. Dag. I'm so glad you're here, because there would be no way of me knowing if you can hear it or not. I love this mood. Love it. You should be hearing music now. If not, I'll boost it up to like 80. I'll probably end up yelling into the mic. But at least you'll hear it. Yeah, right? I love it. Yay! Okay, we got the thumbs up from HRN. That means we're good to go. September. Hey. Thank you for coming. I hope you're well. All right. Then I'm going to jump in. When's the last time y'all saw each other? I feel like y'all are in chats all the time. Alright, well then I'm going to jump in to the story. Oh, I'm so glad y'all are here. I tried to give some more time, a little more heads up. So I hope it was enough time. I know it's not like 24 hours, which is ideal, but my days are very unpredictable now. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's begin. Headlights on, headlights off. Written by TJayLea. They say this trail covers ancient land, but the things you find along here aren't for the normal-minded to see. Honestly, I just took a detour after a rough night and decided that this was a good excuse to lengthen out my drive and listen to some good music. But now I'm dictating my thoughts to my notepad like a neurotic asshole because a stream of consciousness spoken to nobody seems just too weird to me. I'd rather be Dale Cooper than Jack Torrance. The in-car system still lets dulcet tones from my lo-fi playlist hang in the air. The wonders of modern technology, I suppose. Not so loud that it drowns out my thoughts or interrupts the beauty of the drive, but enough to allow me to be introspective and feel like I'm going on my own trip of self-discovery. Right. The trip, of course. The first thing you see as you come off the last turning on the finely paved concrete is a series of signs that lead off onto a dirt road that stretches into the darkness and dips out of sight. The first was the normal highway sign, standing at the back with a slight crook to the side, the paint flaking away at the edges, but the sign shimmering in front of my car's lights. A705 north, A705 south, M Road, 300 yards west. There was a crude sign hanging in front, practically peering down at me from a clearly damaged pole in the dirt, the letters scratched and blotchy. Stretching out in front of you is a featured oddity within UB Deire's Dusklight Circus. The transfixing allure of the myopic road beckons all. Simply start your journey and let the delights find you. A small post-it note had been attached to the bottom, hastily scribbled. Remember, do not turn on your headlights. Do not expose the trail ahead. Drive slow and drive safe. It's the dead of night. This part of the country doesn't have many folks out to these back roads at the best of times, and quarantine simply exacerbated that. I took a deep breath and looked at my knuckles as they gripped the steering wheel, skins tearing away and raw flesh exposed, stinging in the wake of the biting cold. I thought of what I had driven away from. What I'm always trying to get away from. I close my eyes and see the looming red shapes, the haze of anger and the hot flush of pain. I grip the steering wheel tighter and clench my teeth as I put my foot down and turn the wheel towards the road. The Myopic Road is simply an unofficial title, of course. No planning committee would sign off on such a strange name. Not even a very subtle one, for that matter. Short-sighted because of the sheer darkness enveloping the trail from side to side, inevitably causing accidents. Our ancestors have a very ugly sense of humor. But it was fitting. The road was something of an anomaly in my hometown, and while nobody had been actively dissuaded from going down it, nobody ever needed to reinforce the fear we all felt. No, the accidents were a frequent enough reminder. If you drove down the road with respect and patience, they say it's just a good place to cleanse the mind and help you focus. Plenty have come out the other side without problems, or so they say. But there were many, far too many, who didn't obey the rules, didn't heed them, or even see them. Be it someone intoxicated behind the wheel, those escaping the law, joyriders, or just general thrill seekers, they all would inexplicably find themselves coming down the Myopic Road. And they would almost always find themselves meeting with an ugly end. Sometimes patrol cars would find the wreckage after a couple of days, scrapes of their clothing, and maybe even an identifiable piece of the person. Other times, a single liver could find itself draped over the sign leading to the trail 10 years after its owner went missing. But oftentimes, most people didn't get found at all. No vehicle. No trace. When police officers would pursue offenders towards the trail, they'd simply stop at the threshold and flash their headlights, desperately trying to convince them to come back, that any fate is better than what lay down that road. Yes, I am HRN. Or maybe they were hoping, wishing in vain, that the driver had seen the one rule when traversing down the Myopic Road. Do not turn on your headlights. So, here I am. I've been driving for about 10 minutes now at a relatively slow pace. The moonlight above has helped me see just a bit ahead, and I can feel my mind wandering. I remember one of the last things I said out loud to a living, breathing person. How dare you? I'm not standing for this bullshit anymore. You hear me? I hope you fucking choke. I remember the hot bile in my throat and my shaking fist as I spat venom in their face. Their eyes wide and full of fear and rage. I remember my fist connecting with their jaw over and over before I finally... What the fuck? I had to stop. I had to stop. There's something in the road. The clearing is narrowing. These huge trees permeate every aspect of my windscreen and tower over me. They're old, and some are gnarled. The bark is blackened and small insects crawl over them. I think I see birds perched on a pair of branches just above me. But I can't recall ever seeing birds with necks that long or eyes that wide. The moon's light is beginning to wane, and the further I traverse, the harder it is to make things out, but it didn't stop me seeing the thing some 20 feet ahead of me. Hunched over, as if vomiting, shoulders rotating and shuddering as the hind legs rear up. My hand instinctively goes for the little dial that turns on my headlights, and I stop myself. Do not turn on the headlights. Fuck. I take a look back and try to figure out if I can reverse on the trail, do a 3-point turn and go back, but by now, it's obvious that the embankment on either side is high, and the trees are too close to allow for space. Shit. There's nothing else for it, I tell myself. I push down on the pedal and move forward slowly, revving the engine in hopes that this deer-like creature gets the hint and scarpers. It doesn't. I see its hind legs rise off the ground and twist towards me, a single bulbous eye fixing on me. I honk the horn on instinct, and this thing immediately drops down to all fours and runs off for the woods. I've been driving again now for a few minutes. The road is getting darker, but I'm doing as instructed and letting my mind wander. Every kick, shove, punch, and barbed jab brings me a new wave of renewed anger and disgust. That filthy pig thinking they could ever make things right, that it was just a one-off, promising never again. Pathetic. I can still feel my clenched fist gleefully smashing into their face over and over. The crunching of their nose and the tears in their eyes as they begged and pleaded for mercy. Mercy should never be given to scum like that. A smile curls around my lips as I feel my thighs sear with hot pain, my neck tightening and my entire frame reliving the muscle memory of fights long past. The road was beginning to dip, and I can sense a bend was coming up. Not something I had anticipated or expected. It's only when I take a look in my rearview mirror on instinct that I see it. Bloodshot eyes. Black fur eclipsing all of its features, save for the tusks protruding from its top lips, vicious black liquid dripping off of them. This thing was matching my smile, and I watch its fucking pupils dilate as if it were getting ready to pounce. I floor it without thinking, and fuck, I made the most critical mistake. Headlights on. It was just for a moment, just to get me away safely from this thing, and I see where the fuck I was going. But it showed me what was lurking on the sides of the trees. Clinging to the branches, crawling at the depths of my peripheral vision, I saw flesh move in ways it shouldn't. Human bodies devoid of features save for long, dark streaks of red. I saw too much. I saw something I didn't wish to see. Their body, broken and battered beyond repair, laying in the road, mangled as if they'd been ran over by. They looked up at me for just a moment. No. No. Headlights off. I checked the locks where the door and burst. Were the locks on the door? I checked the locks were on the door and burst into tears. Shameful, angry tears. My knuckles hurt more than ever and razors lined my throat as I held back a scream. I remember grabbing my things and leaving. They were choking on the floor and begging me to stay. I remember the fear in their words as they struggled to move broken fingers and speak between mouthfuls of blood and broken teeth. I remember the hatred I felt for them when I took one last look at them and had all the power in the world, telling them the one thing I knew would haunt them forever. I will go to the one place you cannot follow. You will never have me. I heard them stumble to get up as I went for the door. A slip, a grunt, a bump, a crack, and a slump to the floor. But I did not look back. Not once. I don't like to think of what happened to them. Not out of fear for the repercussions, but for fear of returning to my old self that sympathized with them, that coddled to them, that depended on them. Something moved in the trees by my window. It was gangly, small, and flung itself from the base of the trees with arms too wide for its frame, like a comic book character enshrouded in darkness. The birds overhead are still on that same branch. They've grown in number and their necks are twisting as they look down at me. I know they're eyeing me up now. The drool from their beaks coating my windscreen and hissing as it makes contact. Maybe I deserve to be here. Maybe this is my punishment for letting my temper get the better of me and inflicting pain on someone I was supposed to love. That age-old adage of they deserved it seems hollow in my throat even now when I dictate it. Words crumbling to dust as they pass my teeth and echo when succeeding my lips, hanging in the stale air of my car as a mocking reminder of my pure weakness. Yeah, I'll show them weakness. I wipe my tears away and look ahead to the now barely lit road. It continues to descend, and I see no signs of it leveling out, but I put my foot down and accelerate regardless. Headlights on. The quicker I go, the more begins to reach out from the sides of the car. Sometimes I think I recognize them in that fleeting moment. An old friend I once said something cruel to in jest. A university roommate whose food I surreptitiously ate when they had little money. Little to no money. An ex I'd cheated on. My lover. All of them momentarily highlighted by nothing more than natural lighting and waning instincts, their faces contorted into hideous expressions of rage, malnourished bodies reaching out with frail limbs as they try to get a hold of my car. I almost don't see them in the road. I slam on my brakes and stare at them, their towering figure all the more imposing in the isolation of this road. Not a single scrap of skin left on their body. Only pure red flesh. Their face full of bruises. a black eye and tears of blood running down their face as what remains of their jaw intonates the same words. Never again. They take long, powerful steps towards the hood of my car. Never again alone. They place two broken, mangled hands on the sides of the hood and leap forward, their broken face frozen between despair and rage as they rear their head back and careen their skull into the windscreen, over and over as their pained shrieks get louder, the glass threatening to shatter as it distorts under the pressure. Everything floods back, and in that moment, I am once again in my old self and full of an incalculable fear. But it is only when they speak aloud that full sentence do I snap out of it. Never again will you be alone. Headlights off. I will not be that person again. I accelerate fast, brake hard, and watch as they go flying, their body greeting the pavement with a vile crunch as they twist and crunch, coming to a stop some 15 feet ahead of me, twitching. I feel my knuckles burn as they grip the steering wheel, and I resist the urge to get out and finish the job with my bare hands. Broken promises from a broken person, I spit. You will never be anything more. I push hard on the accelerator as the car thunders over them, offering no resistance as they slip under the tires, and two short, sickening bumps follow as I continue on. It didn't take long for the bravado to slip, however. 10 minutes down the road, I slow to a crawl and roll the window down to vomit between sobs. The air is thick with iron, and I can hear a croaking emanating from the embankment opposite my window. It fills my head with nauseating thoughts, and my eyes start to glaze over. But the jerking sensation of my engine stalling is enough to pull me back inside. The road is leveling out now. The moon overhead casting a powerful yellow glow over the pathway now, not dissimilar to that of a supermoon. Maybe even bigger. I can see the jagged cracks on its surface, thick blots, and was the moon always so split? I feel like it's pulsating when I stare at it, or is it simply getting closer? That is not the moon. There should be music too. Oh, music too. Okay, so y'all are good with the music then. Maybe I shouldn't have it so loud. Oh, okay. Alright, I got you. Okay. There's a small black dot in the center of it, following me as I start down the road, a low drone growing in volume as I pick up speed down this stretch of road, desperate for an exit. How can this go on for so long? Surely there's an end in sight. I feel my thoughts start to spill out and dissipate before I can fully comprehend them, like my mind is a sponge being squeezed of all moisture. When I look up at the orb, I see thick red veins around the sides, splitting it. It's an eye. Their eye. Never letting me out of their sight for a moment, as was always the way. That drone, their incessant call to action, a threat of what would occur if I didn't respond in a timely fashion. Think what you will of me. Think what you will. But I did not. I did what I had to do, and I am not sorry for it. They can follow me to the ends of the earth, but I will not apologize for taking a stand. When you love someone, you're supposed to protect them, to make them part of your own heart and trust yours in kind. It is safety, trust, vulnerability, and so much more. It is never meant to be a microcosm of fear, subjugation, and pain. I know what the road is doing, what it is showing me. My failures, my sins, my failures, my fears. They all go back to them, as they always have done. That last night, they had followed me incessantly from room to room, not allowing me a moment's respite, and like a shadow, they clung to me, seeping into my skin and making it burn from the inside out. I could not breathe from the suffocation, both metaphorically and inevitably, literally, when I would request space. I don't know what triggered me to finally stand up for myself. Perhaps it was the way they'd been acting in our latest quarantine, staring at me like a predator sizing up a meal. Maybe it was the constant humming over me while I slept, as if grappling with their own instincts to kill. But either way, I felt their thin fingers wrap around my neck and their barbed words as they spat expletive after expletive. You pathetic pig. Nobody will ever want you the way I do. You belong to me, and I will do with you as I see fit. You're less than the roadkill birds feed on. They'd grin and watch as the life faded from my eyes, just enough that they could let go and know I was on the verge of passing out. I heaved as they let me go, still clawing at my throat in a desperate attempt to rid their presence of me, and my soft sobs filling the room. Yeah, they didn't like that. Oh my God, I don't fucking care. Can you shut up? A powerful kick met my stomach as I lay prone on the ground, their hands over their heads and genuine anger on their face, as if I just spat on them. You don't ever think about the consequences of your actions, do you? Did you ever consider that you wouldn't be here? We wouldn't be here if you just didn't fuck up all the time? I remember they kneeled down, and their bright blue eyes shimmered as they gently cupped my face and flashed that smile that immediately put me under their spell. But I may as well have been face to face with a crocodile. You know I could kill you and nobody would fucking care about a freak like you, right? Nobody will ever love you. Never again. You will always be alone. My right hand connected with their jaw, and the force was strong enough to dislocate it in one fell swoop. They collapsed back and looked at me in bewilderment, their eyes full of fear. And if anyone walked in on us at that moment, you'd think I was their lifelong tormentor. They had no understanding of why they deserved to be punished, why they deserved pain and torment. They truly believed in their hearts that they were above such things. And that made me angrier. I can see the thing above growing red. The road is becoming dim, and I can sense that wide-eyed beast is gaining on the car, but I will not relent. I will not stop. With every successive strike, I felt them wither under my weight. They kept bleeding out that same pathetic line. Never again. We'll always be alone. When they stumbled and fell, I was sure they were close to death from sound alone. Yet I refused to go back and help. I wanted them to know true loneliness in those final moments, callous as it may be. I must sound like such a horrible person to you in spite of everything I endured, but my hands are shaking as I grip the steering wheel. The road has darkened, and as I go slower, I can feel this thing gaining on me, determined to do God knows what once it catches up with me. The road is beginning to climb now. In the dim light left, I can see a steep curve going up. I will need to push on the accelerator and... oh. There are pits across the road. Numerous potholes that could easily stall the car if I'm not careful. I cannot do it in the darkness. Hey, Lizzie. How you doing, love? Perhaps myopic road is not unlike the journey of self-discovery. We start our maddening descent. We face our troubles at the middling road, and we continue our road to healing and betterment with the uphill struggle. Or maybe I'm simply terrified beyond belief, and wishing to make sense of a place that is devoid of almost none. I can't go back now. The police will have discovered the body, and no matter what defense I offer, I will be trading one prison for another. No. This road is all I have left now. I think I will put on some music for the last leg of the journey. The red eye above is pulsating, but I think it is not dissimilar to my lover. If you fight against it and show defiance, it will hold no sway over you, even if fear grips every fiber of my being. Perhaps I won't find anything, and I'll simply go until my car runs out of gas, letting the beasts of this wood take me. And maybe I'll get to the other side and be a free person for the first time in my adult life. Maybe the shape some ways up the road, towering over the trees with long antlers jutting out of its skull, will be helpful, not a hindrance. Either way, I must drive. Whatever happens, happens. Put yourself before anyone else. Do not let their anger and fear become a catalyst for pain and suffering. You will always have the power to take agency back and break free, hopefully in a less violent way than I did. The myopic road will be waiting for you when you wish to make your own journey. Perhaps I will be too. Headlights on. Beautiful. I freaking love that story. TJayLea, it's amazing. I love it. Like, it goes through the gamut of emotions, and you empathize with the person. I TJ, HRN also thinks it was an awesome story. Sorry, great story. It's really good. It's beautiful. It's poetic. It's harrowing. Thank you guys so much for being here to listen. Yeah, thank you, HRN. I absolutely agree, Sardip. Horror stories and night with horror sound effects feel awesome. Yeah. I think it helps to be able to read stories that are so intense. I don't know, it's been a stressful week for me, so I think this was just the perfect story for it. It helps. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think it's a little too weird to do live reading, or I mean, it's the holidays. You know how it is, HRN. I appreciate all of y'all leaving a like. 4 people, 4 likes. I'm assuming it's y'all. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna do this more. Right, and so it feels personal, right? Does it? But then, like, the person is like, they cut off from time to time to say hi to you guys in the chat room, or to you know, to say hi, or to, like, sort of like address what y'all are saying in the chat. Do you think that that kind of takes you out of the story? Would you rather the person wait until after the story to answer questions or respond to the chat? Or is it cool for them to, you know, kind of break away from the story a little bit, respond to your chat, and then go back in? I'm glad you liked this, September. Thank you. I am enjoying not having to, not editing. Like, I have to get past that fear of not being perfect, of, you know, being okay with making mistakes, and, you know, sort of just pushing through. Because people who go to live readings, I'm hoping that they don't expect perfection at all. I'm hoping they're okay with that. It didn't take me out of the story because I felt like you were here just telling me the story. This is different than a regular video. I like it because of the interaction. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Awesome. Good to know. Good to know. I hope the authors are okay with it too. Like I hope they're okay with it not being perfect. To me, it's like if my partner is reading to me, then they pause a moment and be right back to it. Oh, cool. Cool, cool, cool. I do that. I read. I read them to sleep sometimes. And oh my goodness, like, they would be like, read to me for an hour. And I would start reading to them, and they would be asleep before I hit page 3. Like, they would already be asleep. And then the next day, they wouldn't even know. You have arrived, Sonic. Yes, you have. Welcome to the chat. And then they would, shoot. Right. They would be like, I don't remember anything you read. I would be like, look, I read like a whole chapter. They'd be like, you started reading and I was out. I don't even remember anything. So I'd have to remember what I read and give them a summation, or, you know, let them know what happened in the chapters I read every time. That's cool. That's cool that you read it to them too. How you doing, Sonic? Thank you for coming. I finished reading the story already, so I'm just like chatting with y'all. Literally, they would literally start snoring on page 2 or 3. And it's funny because they'd be like, look, I can't sleep. They had already tried falling asleep for over an hour. Yeah, I know. But then I would start reading and they'd be out. I can't read them to... I can't read them the stories that I read on the channel. They don't like scary stories. Not many people want to hear a scary story when they fall asleep. But what's the last story you read to your kids, September? I'm glad you're doing well, Sonic. You don't have to apologize, hon. It's okay. The night before Christmas, yeah. Ah, yes, nothing like a good old-fashioned murder mystery before bed. And give you the best dreams, yes. I mean, come on, they're not that scary. They're not so scary you would stay awake all night. I haven't even had bad dreams. I listen to horror narrations to fall asleep. It's like they don't give me nightmares. Has that ever happened to you, HRN? So you listen to scary stories before bed, but have you ever listened to one that actually scared you and made you like not be able to fall asleep? Oh, I meant spoopy ooga booga stories. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Yeah. It's been years. Years since I've listened to one that actually made me jump at every sound I heard at night. I'm gonna hang out with y'all for a few more minutes. And then, I'm gonna wish y'all a good night. Yes, dark web stories made me paranoid, even though I don't get on the dark web. Hey, Mermaid Devil. I am good. How are you doing? What? They're so silly. See, dark web stories are... Okay, I understand. I can understand why it would make you paranoid. I get that. Because it's like you're realizing how crazy people are. And you're like, okay, so there's really people out there who are just snatching people up and turning them into dolls? Like, is... That's so good. I'm so glad to hear it, Mermaid Devil. That's great. Right, but so why does it make you paranoid though, HRN? Or is it the reason why I just said? Ooga booga, me screams like a little girl. I feel like you're not... Well, no, you wrote a scary-ish story. Sonic, I figured that you would be cool with it. We're discussing... Mermaid Devil, we're discussing whether we listen to scary stories or read scary stories before we go to bed. You read them. Yeah, exactly. Like, I imagine someone looking at a Twitter comment I made and going crazy, then coming to get me. Like, it makes me paranoid about the lengths psychotic people will go to. Yes. Yes. Yeah. See, I figured that was it. Because typically when I hear dark web stories, I'm just like, you dumb. Like, I'm just like, why would you do this? I don't have to worry about this happening to me because I don't go in the dark web. Like, they make so many mistakes. They do so many silly things. You're just like, wow, how do you even get in this situation? But I understand it from your point of view as well, where, you know, scary people are out there. Please do. Please do what, Mermaid Devil? Scary-ish? Okay, yeah. Compared to the majority of stories you've read, yeah, mine is kind of like for not for babies. I wouldn't say for babies. It's less... it's more psychological horror. Not, well, I just finished reading one. Like an hour, well, 30 minutes ago. This is me, recapping and saying goodnight. Yeah, it wasn't scary. It was just thought-provoking and sad. I do plan on reading more scary stories, though. Mermaid Devil. It seems like, doing it, reading the longer no-sleep stories via live stream is more helpful for me. And if it helps you guys, then it's just a win-win. I like listening to scary stories when I'm on my morning run or while I do chores. I'm imagining you listening to a scary story about a stalker and you just looking over your shoulder every second, running faster, watching people as they run up to you, just like with an extra like caution in your eye, like that person looks sketchy. I feel too vulnerable going running. With my luck, they would get me when I am, when I'm worn out, when I'm tired, when I get a stitch or a leg cramp, but like, yes, get her now. Oof, dark. Anyway. It's one of the many reasons why I don't do morning runs. I need to do another RE8 gameplay soon. We have to get on to the next boss. Runs 10 miles. Come on, it's not that right. Exactly. At what point do you get a stitch, Sonic? Do you ever? I can't even imagine you ever getting tired. You're just like the Forrest Gump of running. So envious. Dude, people that can run. Y'all are superheroes in my eyes. Honestly. It's amazing. Yeah, a stitch, a cramp. Yeah. Same thing? No? Well, you know what I mean. Like you get a stitch in your side, or you get cramp in your leg, or whatever. Shoot, maybe I need to take you running then. Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, Sep. I mean, I feel a little tingly in my left big toe after 9 miles. Oh boy. I can't tell if you're being serious or not. I'm assuming you're joking. But that is very specific. The left big toe. I'm gonna try to do that. I think that's gonna be my goal for 2022, is to run a marathon. At least try. I mean, even if it's just, actually, let's baby step it. Let's say walk. Yeah, I kind of felt like you were joking. I can't tell with you sometimes, especially in chat. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, to at least try to walk a marathon. When I've tried running before, I get the, I don't think I have the knees for it. But maybe if I just try walking it, it's fine. Did you say start off with a 5K? Why would I start off with a 5K? On purpose? With my luck, I would start a 1K, get lost, and end up having to do a 5K just to find the finish line. That sounds like something that would happen to me. Marathons will practically kill your legs, especially if you are just starting out. Then why start off with a 5K? Why do you want to kill my legs? What have my legs done to you? So, I started swimming. I started swimming again. And I feel like that has prepared me for at least doing a 1K. At least that. Dude, learning how to freestyle swim is hard. It is so freaking hard. Thank you, HRN. I probably can. No, I can. I know I can. But will I? You'll message me if I'd like help, but I don't. Gosh, now I gotta commit, huh? Don't make me commit. I should try. Should at least try. I feel with you, Sonic, like you were born with running shoes on, just like I feel like you were built with the pieces that a runner would have. Tell me briefly about your running journey. How did you get into running? And what? A marathon is 5.5 5Ks. Are you trying to say 5.5 1Ks? 5Ks are only 3.1 miles, and you can start in the back and follow the pack. Yeah, do that whole wind drafting thing, right? Wait for them to get tired and just kick them in the behind the knees. I'm kidding. I'm obviously kidding. In case y'all don't know my sense of humor yet. Yes, I'm joking. A marathon is 5.5 5Ks. 5Ks are only 3.1 miles. And you can start in the back and follow the pack. That just seems strange. Oh, no. Okay, I got you. It's clicking now. 3.1 miles. I would like a marathon that has 1.0 miles. Where can I sign up for that marathon? Sure, Professor. I love that your screen name or username is Sonic Foxbrower. Wait, why are we sitting in the blank with the truck? I'm confused. Run behind the Run behind him and kick them behind the knee. Dodge 2021. A 100-meter sprint. That's what I love. That's what I want. I want a 100-meter sprint. Wait, why are we sitting in the rain with the truck? Oh, that was the story. That was the story, Mermaid Devil, that we started the stream with. I thought you were talking about me sitting in the truck during the marathon. I was very confused. Does it have to be a sprint? Can't it be a 100? Yeah. Can it be a 100-meter walk? Or why does it have to be fast? It's okay. I get it. I'm good. I gotcha. I'm just trying to baby step it, Sonic. I don't want to try to do a 5K and then end up being in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. That's my concern. I agree, Sonic. I think it is very different from what I'm looking for. Maybe it's just something where I get like a Facebook friends group. I'm not on Facebook. Yes, Mermaid Devil, Headlights On, Headlights Off by TJayLea was the story that I read. Thank you, HRN, for stopping by. No problem, hon. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. I'll try to do another live reading soon. I don't know if I finished what I said, but yeah, that's the name of the story. And the person wasn't in a truck, but they were on a dark road, so that's the image. That's the image that I decided to use. I know, Sonic. I know. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a run walk. So that, you know, maybe they can have some sort of motivation other than just the finish line and maybe a bottled water. Maybe they can buy me a new pair of sneakers. I don't know, like something else. I feel like just making it to the end isn't enough. I'm just kidding. If I made it to the finish line, that would absolutely be enough for me. I would probably never leave. I would just stand at the finish line, take pictures with the tape. Maybe spray paint my name on the sidewalk. You're allowed to do that, right? That's the least you can do. That's the least you can let me do if I finish. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. I appreciate everyone who left a like. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who stopped by and chatted with me today. You're doing good. You're doing super good, September. To be able to run a mile. Some people can't run a block. Listen, Mermaid Devil. And you listen good. The last time I didn't go, you fell asleep on me. And I was running around getting freaking bit by vampires. And you were sleeping like a baby. Good night, Sonic. Thank you for coming. I can't. I probably will not do another 6-hour live stream again. Lady, why would you eat with her? Why would you even trust her? I can't believe you would do that. Lady Demetresque. Good night, September. Thank you for coming, love. That's how they get you, man. That's how they got all of those people. And then you end up in a dungeon, running around in blood pools and crappy teeth. It's not worth it. Yeah, well. No, I mean, I had fun. Either way. I had fun hanging out with y'all, and I liked that I was able to, get the village section done. I couldn't have done it without your help. Sir Dip and T-Stash and they were helping out so much. And so when I'm able to do the next live stream of RE8, I'll be able to move on to the next stage. I'm glad I was able to help you smile for a little bit, September. Man, y'all are great. Y'all are the best. Don't let anyone tell you different. If anything, I think it was great that I helped people to fall asleep. I think that's great. Because that's really what... I mean, I guess I don't really want people to fall asleep when I read, but I don't mind it at all, and I kind of find it to be a compliment that they were comfortable enough to fall asleep. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I try to be kind to people. I try to be. I think there's enough crap in the world. Someone needs to be nice sometimes. But yes, it is bedtime for me as well. So, Mermaid Devil, thank you for coming. Thank you so much for your support. I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys. Good night.